Hello everyone, my name is Roya, and today I am coming to you with the best books that I read in 2021. And I know it's not the end of 2021 yet, and I know a lot of people have a pretty big problem with people posting these videos before the end of the year, because what if you read a book at the very end of the year that makes your best or worst list and blah blah blah, but you already filmed it? Well, that never happens to me. It happened to me once, and I had not filmed my video yet, but usually when I do film mine already, it means that I already have my reads for the rest of the year planned out, and I know that they're not going to end up in the best or worst of the year lists. So in fact, I already knew what books were going to make my best and worst list pretty much by July, except for like one. So anyway, so this is the best books of the year. So in basically order from it's four books in order from fourth best to best. So the first book I would like to talk to you about is number 4, and that is Where the Drowned Girls Go by Seanan McGuire. This is the 7th book in the Wayward Children series, and I actually read an arc of this on NetGalley. It does not actually come out until I think February. Anyway, it's not out yet. It's going to come out early next year, and this whole series is about a boarding school for kids who had gone to other worlds before and come back and been like, why the heck am I back? I miss my world I went to, and all of that. So basically this particular installment is definitely my favorite one, and it revolves around a school where it's also a boarding school for kids who that happened to, but it's a boarding school for kids who are trying to forget what happened and forget that they went to another world, or their parents want them to forget or something like that. Most of them are not there voluntarily. Most of them are there because, you know, their parents think that they're crazy now and they need to like go to this like horrible school to like forget what happened, all this other stuff. So but some of them are there because something bad happened. So basically one of our main characters goes from the normal boarding school for kids who do want to remember that stuff, but who I just have a hard time coping with being back in this world, all of that. She transfers to, like, she had something pretty bad happen to her in someone else's world and all this other stuff where she went to like do something. So then she transfers to this horrible boarding school, and it turns out that everything is even darker and more nefarious than what it seemed like, and just the whole thing is really interesting, and it had a lot of really good parallels with kind of what goes on politically in the US, at least. Where pretty much people are just trying to control what other people do just because they think something should be a certain way, when who says that? Basically, like, nobody. So I thought that was very profound, and I thought that it was just I mean, I love this series overall, but this one was definitely the best one. So coming in at number 3, we have Rainbow in the Dark by Ronnie James Dio, written posthumously, of course. I have been a huge Dio fan for almost a decade now, but I'm not the kind of fan who knows every little thing like I do with Nightwish. So it was definitely really nice to be able to read this biography and kind of see how Ronnie James Dio got his start, and what happened, and how he went from like how he started to how he ended up and all of that. So it was definitely a really fascinating look into his life and his career and all of that. I was really interested the whole way through. I finished it in one day. And this was also an arc I got on NetGalley. It was actually my one audiobook arc that I've gotten from them. But anyway, it was definitely really awesome and definitely worth the read. Coming in at number 2, we have Perfectly Parveen by Olivia Abtahi. This is a book that it's lower YA, so I didn't really expect to love it as much as I did. I was mostly reading it for the Persian rep and all of that because I'm Persian and I love reading about Persian main characters, all of that. And it really blew me away. Like, seriously, I knew it was going to be pretty awesome. I thought, I thought it was going to be, I knew it was probably going to be a 5-star read, but I definitely didn't expect it to make my favorites of the year list, and it totally did. So this is about a girl who is starting high school, and she's Iranian, she's half Iranian, and and basically she starts the year having hung out with this one dude, this one friend of hers, all summer long, and she likes him, and the day before school starts he asks her to be his girlfriend, and she's like, yes, this is awesome. School starts, and this is the first time they've gone to school, the same school, and so then he just kind of like makes fun of her to look tough in front of like his friends, and he criticizes her and her friends and says that he doesn't really want to go out with her anymore after all, and that she is too loud, all this stuff. So she basically spends the whole book going, what's wrong with me, when actually there's nothing wrong with her, and it's not about her, it's just that that guy's a douchebag. And so she basically just spends this whole book figuring herself out, and it is so interesting and so fun and really funny too, and I really enjoyed this book. And finally, coming in at number 1, Winterlight by Kristen Britton. This is the 7th book now? I forget now. Oh my god. It's the 7th book, I believe, in the Green Rider series. My favorite series my favorite currently ongoing series, and I loved this one. I think it might be one of my favorites in the series. Basically, I mean, yes, there were some dark storylines in here that didn't quite get resolved by the end, since of course it is a series and like some stuff has to be resolved in the next book and the next book and the next book, all that stuff. But for the most part, I thought that this one was so satisfying with some of the stuff that went on. It really brought a lot of the stuff to a somewhat you kind of get some of the answers that you've been waiting for part of the books, for part of the series, all of that. And it also just, it's so hard to describe how much I loved this book, but there were even, this book is just so full of personality, so full of character depth, and there were some parts that really made me laugh, kind of. Like, there was even, a part where the main character has, fought this bad guy, and she cuts off his head afterwards because she wants to be able to show somebody that he was killed. So she takes it to the people who work in the tombs and stuff to like preserve the head. And when the guy pulls out the head, he just kind of reaches into the bag that she hands him and just pulls out a head, and he goes, oh, okay, like with no weird reaction at all. And I just cracked up. It's just such a weird series, and it's just come such a long way the whole time. I mean, the main character has really grown, all the characters have really grown, the whole series as a whole has just really progressed a lot from the start of it. I'm sure if I reread the first book now, it would seem so different from this one that I just read. But anyway, I love this series. If you're not reading Green Rider, please read it. It is the freaking best. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Those are my best of the year list for 2021. If you've read any of these, have any thoughts on them, let me know what your thoughts are, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!